Played with a lot of focus. They played with a lot of pride. I think that there was something different about the effort and the intensity and the ability to execute, overcome mistakes. It wasn't perfect for us, but I didn't think that was a possession where I didn't think that everyone was doing the very best they could. Even when they made mistakes, I saw an air of confidence and patience that I did not see early in the year. It was just the desire to win, finish the season off at home, send our seniors off on a positive note. I thought superseded anything negative that was going on on the court. I thought when it came to the timeouts, I thought they were encouraging and very aggressive with one another without being disrespectful. Hopefully we'll be one of those teams that find a way to get that magic mindset going into the ACC tournament. Be one of those stories that people remember. I'm very proud to have had the opportunity to represent Florida State. I always felt that we could build a program here that we all could be proud of. Just visiting with all the players that made the sacrifice to come and want to be here, a part of this moment was somewhat overwhelming to me. I thought maybe I could block it all out and just stay focused on the game, but it seemed like every few minutes someone had to have their moment and us reminisce about some of those things that we experienced along our journey. And then you start realizing how important those relationships were and how meaningful it was to each individual. I came away with a sense of pride, but also realizing that there are a lot of things that are much more important along the journey of being a coach than just wins and losses. They talk about those little things, those moments where you had discussion about life's lessons and that they remember. Solomon Olive was bringing up some things that somewhat funny. One of the youngsters said that in never a day that he doesn't utilize something that he learned while he was here to help him be a better coach. And so those things are so meaningful. I wish Michael Ojo could be here. He's a very unique and special person. But to have Solomon come all the way from Seattle, and not only did they come, but they brought their families. I had more kids running around at shoot around today. We on one end trying to prepare for SMU, and all them down on the other end trying to shoot baskets. They had a train running up and down the steps, but that's part of the rewards that you realize when you've been in the business as long as I have, and then to see the smiles on their faces celebrating with you has been a very special day for me. Obviously, after the game, I thought Malik was outstanding. Obviously, he was a guy who I thought stepped up and he made plays that were very challenging for anybody to defend. But I thought as a result of his energy and his determination, it made the game easier for some of the other guys to make plays. Defensively, I look back and look at the field goal percentage defense that we held our opponents to. That was encouraging because we haven't always been as consistent against a team with this level of firepower. But I thought our guys made some mistakes, but I thought we was much more consistent than we were challenged by some of the things that we had to become. Any questions?
Leonard, did you ever get overcome in the final seconds when people are checking out and you've won the game, and you know who's here? Did you get overcome at all? I know you like to compartmentalize, but did emotions ever get the best of you during that end of the game scenario?
Maybe I'm not normal. I don't know. but I really was focusing on the game. Now I have to say, I did say a couple of prayers as the game was going down. I said, Lord, I've done just about all I can do. I might need a little help in the last couple of minutes. The kid wants them then. Oh, they're free, so I said, thank you, Jesus. but no, I just want the season to end well for our seniors. And I did think about, boy, you know, we've only lost one game, one senior game, I think, in 23 years. That was against Duke, I think. It was a close game as well. And so these games are fond memories for these guys to take away from the experience at Florida State. And I really wanted them to have that experience. I'm so happy that it worked out that way.
Coach, how impressed are you, or how encouraged are you by the performance today going forward in the tournament?
Well, normally we're still teaching things in February and March. The day we had less boo-boos, we had guys pretty much executing what we had in our game plan, offensively and defensively. And that's what I noticed, that we wasn't repeating mistakes. And that says a lot about the progress that we've made.
You love coaching and everything that comes with it, and
Absolutely.
impacting young men. When you look and see Andy on the other sideline who works for you, Dennis Gates on the board talking about you being his mentor, all the other guys who put into coaching, who played for you, worked for you, what does that mean lasting impact-wise for you?
Well, my philosophy has been this. I've had so many guys help me along the way. Lake Kelly, my first job at Austin Peay, and Joe Hall. I worked for Eddie Sutton for like 8 months before I took the Oklahoma State job. I had George Raveling and John Thompson on speed dial. It was always interesting, the wisdom that I gained whenever I got in the spot that I had not experienced before. I could always call them and they put things in perspective. I think sometimes when you start off as a coach, you think you got all the answers, but having the availability of guys with wisdom that they gained from the experience was very helpful to me. And my thought has been, I've had so many people help me. I think it'd be sacrilegious for me not to find a way to help somebody else, and that needed the same type of mentoring that I needed. So, and to me, that's why I work hard and make myself available, and I have made myself available for guys to bounce things off of me, like I had people in my life that I could bounce things off of. So that's kind of the way my thought process is, and it's a shame that it looked like it's coming to the end. You never know.
Is there a game over the last 23 years or so that you would, if someone asked you, like, show me quintessential Leonard Hamilton basketball, you'd say, well, that was the game that was the one that we really...
I don't think it's any one particular game. I just, the games where we could go 10, 11 deep, we could play with just as much energy with our rotation guys as we did with our starters. When we have 9 different guys lead our team in scoring during the course of the year. When kids are sharing the ball, sharing the playing time, allowing themselves to be fresh, coming out, raising their hand and coming out of the game to share the ball, share the playing time. Those were moments that have been tremendously meaningful to me. And I always thought there was a period of time where we got an infusion of energy when we brought our rotation players in. That whole era of guys developing those brother type instincts with each other. What has always stood out to me as being something meaningful, because there was a time most coaches like playing 7 or 8 guys. They think you have a better rhythm, and I'm listening to a lot of television announcers saying that that it's important for guys to get rhythm. Well, their interpretation of rhythm and my interpretation of rhythm is different. I think when you're fresh and you're not fatigued, that's when you can be at your very best. And I'm sure that the era of being consistent with that stands out more than one particular game.
You talked about it a little bit out there. You talked about it a little about there. What did it mean, your teammates sitting courtside? It's when the last time you've been together as a group with that?
We had a little reception last night, to be honest with you. It was hilarious. One of them actually think he can sing. He actually sang the national anthem at the UT Martin game last year. It was horrible. He goes to karaoke bars and tries to take over the microphone. That was one of the funniest things that I experienced. But I have a lot of fun stories that we've been reminiscing about. The games that we played on each other, the foolishness in the dormitories that we did to each other was shameful. But that's the unique thing about college sports. The unique thing about college basketball specifically is the relationship that you form when it doesn't matter what you look like, what color you are. Everybody's on the same page. Everybody's in that foxhole together. And I wish that our society could represent the relationships that we do that you earn and you develop when you're on a college basketball team. Everybody makes sacrifices for each other. Everybody's hanging out together. None of the disrespect and hatred that we seem to be experiencing in our society is part of a really good basketball team.
Coach, when you look around, you had 200 wins today, but obviously in the crowd, you've got people who helped you get win number 10, win number 30, 50, so on and so forth. How do you kind of quantify that emotion, and how meaningful is it to you to share that experience? Because you talk about building relationships, but to share that experience with the guys that you built up.
Well, I felt very proud. I have guys from my high school, Maryland High School here. I got guys from the University of Tennessee at Martin, where I played college basketball. Those guys, when I was inducted to the Tennessee Hall of Fame, those guys were right there with me. And for them to make that sacrifice, Solomon Oliver coming all the way from Seattle with his family, Ron Reed, 4 or 5 kids here, and I'm looking at all the other kids, former players who have brought their families to be a part of this. You know, I mean, I got Sam Bowie and Melvin and Dirk Minifield from Kentucky. I mean, come on, Sam number 2 pick in his draft, and he's here wanting to be part of this celebration. That is somewhat overwhelming. And even Pierre Jordan, who was really a part of our program, he transferred to another school and got his degree, but he's here, you know, being a part of this. Those things are special. That means that you developing a relationship that far exceed the coaching, the wins, the losses, the championships, the Hall of Fame awards. I mean, 7, 8, and 9 of them, I can't keep up with them. But the point of it is that the relationships are just so special. And I'm hoping that I can get through the weekend without getting too emotional. I've done pretty good up to this point. Let's just keep lifting me up, okay?
Sinclair?
Coach, in the week since your decision, have you had any moments of second guessing?
No, absolutely not. I think it's best for me. I think it's best for the university. I think it's time. And I don't have any regrets. at all. And I want to move on and try to be a part of, still contribute in some way. But once the season's over, then I'll sit down and kind of map out, you know, what I think should be my path. But I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I'm just foolish enough to think that we can do some magical things here once we get to the ACC tournament.
Let's go to Corey and then take questions for Jameer, please.
Leonard, on the ribbon board, they had Leonard Hamilton 19 NBA draft picks, but next to it is 97% graduation rate. I have a pretty good idea which one matters to you more, and it matters more than the 200 wins. I guess why? There are a lot of people in this profession that don't maybe care if their kids graduate. They just want to get wins out of them. Why does that always seem to matter to you so much?
Well, for me, being the first college student in my family, and realizing the importance of overcoming the challenges that we did during my era, because I came through segregation. And in order to have a meaningful life, you had to have your education, at least have a change. But for me, knowing that my father and my family could not contribute to me getting my education, I had to set the example for my brothers and my sister. So me going to college allowed me to adopt my brother Willie. And he goes to college, he meets his wife in college, and both of his kids go to college. I adopted my brother Barry, he didn't have kids, but I adopted my sister Pam. She goes to college and her son goes to college. And then Willie's kids, then my brother John, because I graduated, he goes to college, his son goes to college, meets his wife who goes to college, and they start their family. Changed the whole culture of our family by me getting my education. And I realized the importance of those same opportunities, and Jameer's a perfect example. He's gonna get his degree, and it's gonna be meaningful to his cousins and nieces and sisters and family because their standard is set a little higher. And so they're giving themselves a chance to have a better way of life because they've earned, they got the qualifications that open up doors for them that would be shut if they didn't have those credentials.
Take questions for Jameer, please.
Jameer, is there any added pressure? I assume there has to be in a game like this, wanting to send your coach out a winner on the home court. I know there's always pressure in a college basketball game. Is there more?
I wouldn't say it's more pressure. I think we all just had a good focus coming into it. I mean, it showed in shoot around. And I think we carried it over to the game. We just focused on getting a win.
Jameer, you had an opportunity. You considered the draft last year, but you came back for your senior year. You came back, getting a degree. What did it mean to you to come back, finish out the year, get a win today, and what was going into your decision to come back for your senior year?
I think really just me praying, just letting life be life, and just letting things fall into place the way it's already gonna fall into place. I think coming back, I just wanted to, get off to like a good start, finish off strong, get my degree, like Coach Ham said, and just change the culture for my family. That was most important for me.
You guys had a pretty special, pretty cool embrace of Coach right at the end there after the handshake line. How special was that for you as a team to kind of hold your coach in that light at the end?
I think it was real special for me. I think Coach Ham has helped me a lot on and off the court. So, I mean, I don't think it gets no better than that. Just having a coach that's gonna look after you not only just in basketball, but in school, off the court, as far as with my family as well, just helping us all and just making sure he's there for us at all times.
Jameer, Coach mentioned that he felt like you guys weren't making the same mistakes twice today. Do you feel good about where this team is and how you guys are playing heading into the ACC tournament?
Yeah, I feel good about this win. I think we got a young group, so we're gonna make mistakes. That comes with the game. I just think when we're locked in and focused, like I don't think nobody can really stop us. Like as far as a connected group, I think when we're locked in, there's not too many teams that can really stay in front of us. Offensively and defensively, we turn defense into offense.
and just stay locked in with a clear mind.
I'm sure you know what Coach's legacy has been, but to see it here with your own eyes, years and years and years of history all come together, how was that for you?
I mean, just to see all the players that he's coached out there, and knowing that I'm gonna be one of them that's gonna go down in history as, you know, somebody that played for Coach Ham. I think I'm blessed, and I didn't take any moment since I got here for granted. So I think I'm gonna go out of this year with a good mindset.
Everybody all set?